Ladies, check out this video on preparing for the holidays. I am sharing lots of nuggets on how to keep yourself from stress, from overwhelm, and proactively planning so you don't have to deal with all of the mess during the holidays. I hope you enjoy. Hey, I'm Laurie Castillo, creator of the Momtrepreneur Planner, helping moms master momtrepreneurship. I am also the founder of Gloria's Garden, which is an online memorial service and life celebration boutique. I have two crazy, rambunctious boys, but my greatest self-proclaimed title is being a actually the biggest small business cheerleader. So I'm happy to be here and excited to help you ladies through it all. When it comes to the holidays and holiday planning, we can get it's twofold. Number one, we're either going to get overwhelmed, or number two, we're going to procrastinate. And usually procrastination comes from even just the thought of it, which overwhelms us. And so when we talk about our holiday planning, I actually just posted something today that says, you are your worst enemy. You are your biggest problem. And usually that's the case, is that we hold ourselves up from planning, from being proactive. So especially when it comes to holiday planning, we put it off and put it off. Like Patty said, it's hot right now. We are living in a freaking heat wave. It feels like summer. Our mind is not even thinking Christmas and Thanksgiving and fall. I can't even consider thinking about wearing leggings right now or a cute sweater. So when it comes to your holiday planning, you have to make sure that you are being proactive about it. You have to, even though it doesn't feel like it in terms of weather, you got to put it on paper. You have to make sure that you are planning out accordingly, because if you pay any attention to the big box stores like Target, Walmart, they already have their Halloween stuff coming out. And we're just in the first week of September. Before you know it, Thanksgiving is coming out, and then Christmas. And so what I like to tell the women in my Momtrepreneur mentorship group is keep an eye on that, but also remember that, make a note of it. So every year you're coming back to that system of, okay, this is when I need to start preparing. This is when I need to start getting myself ready. If you're a product-based business, or, you have to get that stuff ready. If here with Festively, you are likely in the event service industry. So you need to start getting those pictures ready of your holiday events and those type of things in advance, because again, we are our own worst enemy. We will procrastinate. We will put it off unless we plan it out and we be proactive about it. So when it comes to planning your offers, one of the things that I always say is work backwards. Number one, you need to really dial into who your target client is, who your ideal customer is. I use what I call a customer avatar. And in your business, you might have a few different avatars, right? Like for me being a small business cheerleader, I like to help mom entrepreneurs, but there's different levels of mom entrepreneurs. Some who have an already established business, others who might just have an idea and they're just starting out. So you might have these different avatars, but start there. You need to understand exactly who they are first. And here's where the magic happens, is when you really understand who your customer is, you think about everything about them. Where are they searching for your types of products or services? More importantly, what are the pain points that they have or that they're feeling? What are those problems that they're running into that you are going to be able to help solve? From there, you can make your offer or create your offer based on those problems. One of the women in my mentorship group, she does string art, and she was posting and posting and posting her string art and saying like, I'm not getting the traction. And so we backed it up. We figured out who her ideal customer is. But why are they buying? Why are they going to buy from you? When it comes to something like string art, this is a very niche gift idea, right? It's not something that you just like wake up one morning and say, I want to buy a piece of string art. So we backed it up and we were able to say like, the problem that people are facing is a lot of times it's hard to think of gift ideas for people. So how can we put that into your offer, into what you're marketing out there? And so when she started changing her marketing to show how these are amazing gifts, she even put like a little spiral and put a gift card placeholder on them, things began to change. And this is the case with so many women, is that we forget to back up that microscope first before we make that offer, create that offer. So when it comes to planning your holiday offers, really think about who you're talking to. Who is it? What are their pain points? Why are they buying in the first place? And from there, you're able to really speak to them on a whole different level that most people on social media aren't thinking about. Most people on social media aren't doing. They're just posting. But I always like to say, if you really want to dive deeper into this, try to get a really good understanding of what you're really selling, what you're really truly selling. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's not the product. It's not the service. What are you really truly selling? If you are a baker and you specialize in wedding cakes, then what you are truly selling is not the cake itself, but that moment in time, that cake cutting moment. What is the experience that somebody's feeling there? You're selling joy. You're selling love. You're selling all of these things. And so you have to hone into that with your offer as you're starting to put that together and create it, because that's what's going to help you build out your assets that you need to make your offer as well. Yeah. So when it comes to scheduling your holidays as an event planner, as a business owner, it's so difficult because we are trying to, many people will say balance, family life with work. I like to say integrate it, because when we meet that happy integration, that's where our, true balance lies, so to speak. And so when it comes to planning things out, my number one tip is to start with a brain dump. And I actually did this last night because I just had too much going on. And so if you start with a brain dump, what you're going to do is say, okay, what are all of the things that I need for my business, all of the events that I'm going to, all of the things that I have to prepare, all of my to-dos, everything for the business. And you write it all out and you just literally vomit onto the paper every last little detail that you can think of. And then you think of your family. What are all of the things for my family that I need to do? Like, shameless plug really quick. In my blog on my website, I have the most amazing checklist. If you haven't checked it out, it's called the Ultimate Holiday Planning Checklist. And this is for you and your family. And it just, again, takes all that mental weight off your shoulders. You can actually just go and print that list. And it's like, make cookies and get postage stamps for your cards and get your clothes and all those things for pictures and yada, yada. But anyway, you brain dump that whole list of things that you need or that you're going to need to do, or events that you're going to have. Put it all onto paper first. You can also brain dump all of those other things that come along with life. And what happens is you end up with these different lists. Now, print out a calendar for the next 3 months. And again, shameless plug, sorry. I have my Q4 planner pages dropping in the next 2 weeks, and they're absolutely free. So if you sign up for my newsletter, you get those Q4 planner pages. But print them out. And once you print them out, you can start seeing exactly how all of this fits together. You're not going to want to schedule a pop-up the same day as, an event that you're doing with your family. Just be really careful and really cognizant. Again, we are our own worst enemies. We're the ones that, by not doing things proactively, we're doing things reactively, and we end up in that feeling of overwhelm and stress and feeling like there's never enough time, right? When you feel that way, it's because you're not properly planning your time out. So when it comes to this, you brain dump everything and start putting it into the calendar early. Once you can start seeing those things, those events, how they're laid out, it becomes so much easier. Then when it comes to all of the to-dos that are going to have to come before those events, you know, there's like, you have one pop-up and there's a million things that you have to do just to get ready for it. Again, take that brain dump list and plug them into the calendar before that. In my calendar pages, I only allow for 10 action items or to-dos a day. That's more than enough. So often we just keep this massive brain dump list of action items or to-dos, and that's where overwhelm comes from. Give yourself 10 items a day, 5 items a day even. Sometimes I don't even fill those lists, and just easily knock them out. Now, here's one quick tip. If your action items or your to-dos take longer than 20 to 30 minutes or more than 1 to 2 steps, you're likely going to procrastinate on it. So make sure that you're breaking those down as into tiny itty bitty bite-sized pieces as best as possible, and then fill them into your list. I like to use the example. So many women will say like, okay, I need to build my website. And it sits there for like months and months and months and months and months. And the problem is we procrastinate, we kick ourselves in the butt thinking that it's our fault that we're not getting this done and we're lazy and there's never enough time. But the truth is that if you were to break that down into smaller itty bitty bite-sized steps, like first, find who's going to design or develop your website. What platform are you going to use? These are all little steps that you can knock off really quick that would allow you to get to that point, you know, having a completed website so much faster. So make sure that all of your steps are at least or less than 20 to 30 minutes or less than 1 to 2 steps, and plug them in. This, again, I always talk about mental weight. It just takes so much mental weight off of your shoulders, number one. So you're not feeling that overwhelm, that stress, but at the same time, you are able to get things done. Get things done in a way that makes the holidays a lot less stressful for you. So when it comes to being females, primarily, let's just say this, we have built up so much of our beliefs and how we respond to tasks based on how we were raised and how society has allowed us to think, or in a way forced us to think we have to do certain things. And a big part of that is that we feel the need to take on everything, to do everything ourselves, and to not get help. Or, you know, oftentimes it's like, well, I can do it better, so I might as well just do it, which is true half the time. But look, the truth is that we really have only had the last 200 years. Out of thousands of years, we have only had the last 200 years to really step into our own as women. And so we get faced with things like mom guilt. And, you know, if we choose putting our work ahead of our kids certain times. And so when it comes to help, there are so many different ways that you can ask for help, that you can get help. And the number one thing that you have to remember is that it is okay. It is okay. Not only is it okay, it's necessary, because you will burn yourself out, especially as if you're a mom, being an entrepreneur, you will burn yourself out. And one of the number one pitfalls of small businesses, at least in the top 5, is burnout. You get burnt out from trying to do all of the things. And so how can we find help? Number one, look within. And I'm not just talking about yourself, but look within your circle. And this could come in a few different ways. So it's not just the people around you, so your family members. Sometimes it's even your spouse. Like, it kills me, kills me when my husband's like, well, I helped get him ready. I'm like, I'm not looking for help. This is your responsibility. Like, if I needed help, we could pay for it. So getting clear and opening up that line of communication with your spouses or significant others when it comes to the kids. Other family members asking for help. Maybe it's like, hey, on this day, do you think you can help with setup or whatever it might be? But the other way you can look within is look within your resources. Technology is freaking amazing. Utilize those resources. sometimes it's just extra time that we need. And so utilizing resources like grocery delivery services, grocery pickup services, utilize those resources because they're available to you and they will help save you time. And I'm actually working on a blog article right now because I use Instacart religiously. And one of the biggest pushbacks I get from people is that it costs too much money. So I actually did a test where I set a timer. I had my entire order in my Instacart. I went to the market. I forced myself not to put anything extra in my cart. And you guys will be shocked at the results. But let's just say I saved myself 1 hour of time, or I would have saved myself an entire hour of time if I would have just had a grocery delivery person do it for me. And the cost would have been less than $20. And that's also me not throwing in extra crap into my cart because I would have done that. So utilize these resources. 1 hour. What could you have done in that 1 hour? Other resources include if you're working with a team, there's paid for resources like ClickUp, or utilize Google Docs. Google Docs is my favorite thing to get people to understand what tasks you have. But there's so many other ways that you can find help as well. You need to really think outside of the box. So just recently I launched my YouTube channel, and one of the things that I started doing was attempting to edit the videos myself. That is not in my zone of genius. That is really more in my zone of incompetence. I really don't understand it. I don't get it. I get frustrated with it. And I was spending so much time trying to figure that out. Well, somebody recommended that I check out Fiverr, which is an online resource. And so I checked out Fiverr, and this is a resource for outsourcing different types of work. And I found an amazing young lady here in the US who is now editing all of my videos. How much time and stress that is relieving off my plate is amazing. So don't just think about asking for help in terms of people. This could be utilizing technology and utilizing other resources as well. So you want to really open your mind up to all of the ways that you might be able to just add time. Basically buy back your time. And sometimes we think of, I need to get a VA, right? A VA is another option. But how about freeing up some of your time at home where you might be able to spend that time on your business, like not having to do laundry, get a laundry service. There's so many ways that you can buy back your time and allow yourself to really be able to explode your business by just having those little increments of extra time.
I'm going to jump on here only because I love everything that you shared. I just wanted to add one more tip that we've been able to tap into a little bit more. And that's all those family and friends that have offered to help and that we've just been really kind to and said, no, we'll let you know. But a lot of times this like brings them joy as well. Like they're excited to help. So whether it's like a neighbor who maybe is like getting ready to be an empty nester, doesn't really have a lot of things and is just like used to be that like school volunteer person and now like is figuring out what's next in life, like fabulous resource. Other family and friends that are just like have offered, the holidays are the time to say, hey, can you take the kids for a bit, or can you help show up at this time and help me with something? So just wanted to throw that out there too, because that's been a great resource for us as well.
Absolutely. I love that. All right. When it comes to preparing for the holidays, one of the other big things that you can do for yourself, and this is really in general, but create those operational processes, those operational systems that are going to allow you to free flow through all of the things that you need to do. So I'll back it up really quick. When we talk about processes, I like to say that these systems are like gears, right? So you think of like spinning gears. And when you are all over the place, you have all these gears going that you're trying to manage. But when you create systems out of all of these different things that you're trying to do, these gears start to intertwine and fit perfectly together. So you're just turning one and everything else is sort of moving with you. So now what do I mean by systems and how can we implement this into the holiday season? So systems are any type of operational procedures or things that we do on a regular basis within our business that we can almost, if you think about systems as like habits, we can almost automate within our business. And so if you have a specific way that you handle your customer service, what does that system look like? Essentially, if you look at it as if I had to hire somebody else to do this for me, what would this process be? How do I respond to these people? In what time frame? How am I responding? You think of all of these things, and there's so many different systems within your business. Customer service is one. What does your accounting system look like? What does your processing system look like? When you begin to implement these within your business, starting early, well before the holiday season, hopefully, it will allow your holiday season to flow even better without you constantly, again, reaching for all of these dials, trying to turn each and every one individually. Now I'm going to give you a fun one that I have, a fun little system that works amazing for me. Now it's called my daily planning power list. And so what I do is I have a daily planning power list of everything that I do on a daily basis, a maybe like once a week basis or twice a week basis, a monthly basis or semi-monthly basis, a quarterly basis, a yearly basis, or an annual basis, and then maybe every other year, whatever it is. And so again, with the brain dump, let me tell you how important this is. You sit down with yourself for a minute, clean piece of paper, and just think about it. What are the things that you do within your business on a daily basis that you have to do? For me, that's customer correspondence. That's updating my order log, right? What are things that you might only do once a week? And I'm talking get nitty gritty with it. Like on my daily planning power list, I even have like water your plants. These guys need to drink, they need to eat. And so I need to remember to do that. And if I don't remember that that's on my daily planning power list every Friday, you're going to bet that I'm going to be walking out of here forgetting to water them, and they're going to be really sad on Monday. So adding all of these things to your daily planning power list is a huge system that you can implement within your business to keep things moving fluidly. So one of the other things too is just, going deeper with it, taking it to that monthly level. Every month I have to send my topics for my Momtrepreneur Monday series that I do on Instagram to my VA so she can create all of my covers. I have to send all of my topics for my Momtrepreneur mentorship group to her so she can create our calendar for the group. And if I'm not sending it to her by the 15th, she knows like she better reach out to me because something's not right. So when you implement these systems, you're also relieving yourself of forgetting things, of missing out on things. And then again, you become reactive. So when we create these systems, once again, it's all about being proactive and putting these things into place before they become overwhelming, become stressful, and you find yourself in the middle of the holiday season pulling your hair and wondering, what the heck am I doing? Right? So implement these systems early, implement them often, and allow those gears to turn on their own so you're not having to do it yourself. Awesome. So yes, you can find me on Instagram at Momtrepreneur Planner. You can DM me anytime. My DMs are always open. But one of my favorite things is every Monday, I have two things that go out. One is I do a Momtrepreneur Monday series where I jump on Instagram live at 9:30 every Monday to just share on some topic. But even better than that, if you are on my mailing list, which is my Hey Mama newsletter, every Monday I drop some awesome information in straight to your inbox where I am giving away my free planner pages. I'm giving away free worksheets. I know Iris recently tested out one of those, which was my menu list for school for your kids. There's so many freebies within that newsletter. And again, it drops every Monday. So if you haven't already, you can sign up via the link in my bio on my Instagram page. Other things that you can look out for is I do have a Momtrepreneur mentorship group. So if you are a mom entrepreneur, be on the lookout for my next open enrollment dates, which will likely be towards the end of the holiday season. So hopefully once you, decompressed a little bit from the holidays, you might consider joining us there where we meet weekly. We talk about topics from your accounting to your marketing. we dive deep into your customer avatar and things like that. But it's an amazing group of women, and I am so grateful to have that and be a part of it. So thank you.